Geometry was always so easy because I was like, all right, if I had to throw a Halo nade at a 72-degree angle, I just need that shit back in my hand.
Dude, geometry was a breeze. I failed Algebra 2 twice, though.
Algebra 2?
Algebra 2.
You better not be the one in charge of counting how many more seconds we need for the hill than at Hardpoint.
Welcome back to the CouRage and Nadeshot Show. We've got Envoy. This makes me happy just because, you know, our LCS team this year was phenomenal to work with. They actually all had a lot of personality and had a lot of opinions.
Yeah.
Which I love all of our players that have come and gone, but
Different than other teams?
yeah, prior to that, there wasn't a lot of thoughts or outspokenness from our pro players.
Yeah.
And now we've got LA Thieves and all, like, the whole Call of Duty community loves the banter.
We'll be here soon.
Yeah.
All at the compound.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And then we've got the Valorant team, which, you know, it's a shooter, so everyone's a little
FPS.
on each other's ass a little bit more.
Yeah.
I
And
want
then-
an apology.
What?
I want an apology.
Oh, for keyboarding on you?
It's been 6 years.
Did I actually? I don't know if I did.
You did.
All right.
You
my
keyboard
bad.
on everybody.
Well, yeah, for a while.
Kind of a scumbag.
I just want an
All right.
official apology to start this.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Listen, Jack, I'm sorry.
Because
Sincerely.
back in those days, I needed those dollar wagers I was playing.
Yeah.
I would end streams being like, damn, I lost $4.95. Well, Revin, I'm not getting Chipotle today.
It's kind of fucked up because, like, you were giving me, like, premium gas, like, back in AW, too, when you started casting, and then...
Premium gas, bro. That shit was the ultra diesel $7 a gallon outside of the shell right now in LA
Literally.
gas.
When I pulled up in LA, that gas hits different.
Yeah, sheesh. Yeah, you're getting the hang of it now.
Yeah.
Welcome.
No,
A little bit
brother,
different
but
than Texas.
No, but what you don't remember or what you don't think about is the distance that you're driving. You're gonna fill up your tank like half the time that you do in Texas.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That's definitely a fact. 'Cause you're getting, like... You're going farther in Texas.
You're zooming.
Yeah, zooming.
Yeah.
90
Okay.
miles per hour.
Wait, does all of LA Thieves live here now?
Yeah.
Woo!
We made it a requirement.
Man, we should have a night out to celebrate.
We are gonna do that.
Soon.
It's already on the well. It's not on the books yet, but
Before
we've talked about
Omicron
it.
takes over. Bang, bang.
All right. Well, oh no, don't talk about COVID right now. So, just to give you guys an official introduction, Envoy is the newest member of LA Thieves. He played for OpTic for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear
Huntsman, OpTic.
Sorry, Huntsman OpTic. I leaked that team. That was my bad. You played on Gen G, Midnight Esports, and more. I mean, one of the best Call of Duty players in the world right now. And I think it's been fun for me to watch just because my first exposure to you in the competitive COD scene was in Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
we
is
played a bunch of tournaments together and we didn't get a win. We lost 6-5 like 3 times in a row.
Wow.
Wait,
I
what do you mean?
remember.
What do you mean?
We played with like me, you, and like 2 other people in S&D tournaments beginning of BO4.
Oh, we
Before
did?
Yeah, before we knew each other.
What?
Like that, yeah. And we lost 6-5 like back-to-back nights in one and dones.
To good players?
I think so.
Was I costing?
Hopefully. I don't...
You could.
Maybe.
You don't have to.
I don't
You
know.
got the contract signed, bro. You don't need to not.
No,
say
there's
it.
no way.
There's-
I mean, if
it
it was at the
wasn't
beginning of the
costing,
game,
I
I was
remembered.
I was pulling up then. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
coming correct.
At least, yeah, you had reps.
Think about that. You had to heal in that game by. It was manual healing. That's so crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to bring that.
No,
up.
that's okay. So I think what's important though is like
So
the last 2 years that you spent on OpTic, I think have built and molded you into the perfect player that LA Thieves needed. You did a ton of content with Scump and OpTic and Hector. You're obviously one of the best players. I mean, I didn't really know much about
not so
you.
much last year.
Well,
But we're working our way back there.
for what it's worth, at the beginning of Cold War, when I was talking to JCap about you,
Yeah.
I was telling him that I was playing a tournament with you. He's like, "Oh, you're good." I'm like, "Wait, is Envoy that nasty?" He's like, "Yeah,
He's got you.
Envoy's gross. Like one of the best
Some
players."
premium gas at a cap.
Which is wild to think about, though, just because I've known all of the Call of Duty players in the competitive community for pretty much my entire career, and now I'm sort of like on the outskirts. I don't really know where you guys all stack up together. So,
Yeah.
to that point, where do you think you were at in Cold War? You don't think you were top 10?
I mean, Crim6 ranked me like top 15.
We'll take that.
That's pretty good.
Crim's a fucking psycho, but I respect his opinion on
Yeah,
players.
he has good opinions on like people and how to play the game. So I'd probably say top 15, top 20.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But-
Stats didn't show it, but like feel like the shit I did on the map, like, proved like I knew what I was doing.
Perfect. Okay, well, I personally have a ton of questions. I know Jack has a great question for you, but we're going to get through this Cash App. Make sure everybody knows exactly what they need to know, that this show is brought to you by Cash App, and if you don't use Cash App, then fuck you. Cash App allows users to own a piece of any stock with just $1. Crazy, right?
$1.
Just $1. Don't give any stock advice.
Yeah, we can't. It's not allowed.
Yeah, so don't go buy that stock I just bought yesterday. No, okay, we got to cut that. Just so you guys know, Cash App investing is free to use and it's free of fees, which is phenomenal. Cash App has been one of our best partners that we've had since the beginning, since the inception of 100 Thieves. They make this compound. They keep the lights on. You have to be 13 years or older to download Cash App. You can find out more at cash.app/13+.
That's new, by the way.
This is brand new. You guys, they kind of pulled me out of my flow here. And if you don't have Cash App, download today and use the code TwitchTV for $15. Whoa, holy shit. Cash App hates the kids. Okay?
13.
Because...
Okay, that might...
No. It's a joke. Cash App, it's a joke. Because when we had our old CoD Thieves, you would get $10, and then kids in hospitals would get $10 donated to Gamers Outreach, where they build the gaming go-karts.
Oh, shout out Cash App.
And now this code with Twitch TV, people are getting $15. Holy hell.
It's a steal.
Great. Great. Bro, they're stealing money out of these kids' hospital rooms.
I'm not even going to comment.
No, it's funny. Cash App, I'm making a joke.
No, it's funny. You
know what? I've been working with gaming. I've been working with brands in my gaming career longer than you've been breathing, so I know what's going to be fine. It's definitely going to get stricken.
Just one hard jump cut.
And we're back.
Wow.
Back.
Thanks, Cash App.
All right, brother. Well, first off, I can't explain to you, if I didn't already in the beginning, explain how fucking stoked I am to have you on the team.
Appreciate it, man.
I think we actually sort of got a gift. I'd love to talk a little bit about the offseason, just because Dashy and Scump are teaming up with Illy and Shotzi. You had OpTic and Envy merge. And in my mind, when I heard rumors of what was happening, I was like, there's no way. Envoy's going to be on that team. So I would love if you could just kind of talk us through the timeline and...
Well, the one thing I think that's crazy, like looking back over the last 3 years, is what's happened with OpTic each year. I feel like it's been something bigger and bigger and bigger. It was like OGLA at first, and then like Hector created Huntsman, and then now the Dallas and OpTic merging. I think that's pretty nuts, just even for the community. But for me, I was pretty uncertain what was going to happen. I thought it was going to be, me, Seth, Brandon looking for one going into the season. Obviously, it was a huge bomb dropped on me. I found out from Krim, actually. Krim told me because he figured out he was getting dropped. And then I got called up Seth, what's up? And then Hector's like, meeting at the HQ. And I'm like, well, that's it right there.
That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen.
That's all she wrote, yeah. So that's how I figured out. And,
But what was the timeline? Because obviously OpTic Envy didn't get announced until a couple weeks ago. But when the offseason started, a lot of players were trying to figure out where they were going to end up. And... when in that timeline did you find out? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's like a very important window in free agency where all players are talking, trying to figure out what the roster is going to be. So for a while, you were under the impression that it was going to be you, Dashy, and Scump.
For a little bit, yeah. But like after champs, like roster mania gets going like quick, right at the bar, right? So I'm like trying to figure out like what
bar.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to figure out like what our moves are, because I'm like, yo, what are we doing? Like, and then I'm not hearing the moves, so I automatically think like something's going on. And then like later that week I found out, but I think there was like a set date, like the 4th or something of, I don't even know what month we ended on, but like 2 days after is when I knew. So like, I told them like, just let me know as soon as possible because, offers start going away pretty quick once, the players figure out their teams.
Yeah.
And then it came to a point where it was between you guys, New York, and LAG. And like, I've been running a team with Kenny for like the last year now, or I thought about bringing Ken to OpTic, like if we were going to find someone. So it was like a good start, and I teamed with him in the past.
Wow. You know what? I completely forgot about that aspect of this offseason. I can comfortably tell everybody at home now, I think you'll actually be very excited to hear this. I was shitting bricks for like a good 24 hours because I had heard I was asking Scump what they were doing this offseason. Because it's not like I'm actually going out and signing players. That's Eric's shop, Mud Dog. You guys know him, or you should at least. And I was trying to get intel from Seth just so that I personally could know what was possible for our roster.
Yeah.
And Scump wouldn't tell me. I'm like on FaceTime with him. I'm like, motherfucker, I tell you everything.
We
got no secrets. He's like, Hector will literally kill me.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know. Hector didn't tell me either about what was happening. And so I was trying to get this whole picture painted right in front of me.
Yeah, you're trying to put the pieces together.
Exactly. And I don't know how I heard about Kenny potentially playing for OpTic, but I found out about that. I texted Kenny right away, and I'm like, yo, man, like, you're a franchise player.
Yeah.
We just got off with your agents. We're paying you really well this year.
You're like, no way you're leaving me. No way.
Well, you know what he says to me?
What?
I'll pull it up because it's probably the last text that we had because we only usually talk in group chats. He said the only other team that I would leave for would be OpTic. And I'm like, wait.
This is a possibility now.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna lose my boy.
Hold up, that's what I'm worried about.
I'm going to find it. You guys can talk amongst each other, but
that would. I feel like that's kind of.
Ken's a valuable asset.
Oh, wait. No, this is what it was. I said, he left you on red, and then he's like, yo, how about this? He texted me like 2 hours after we had chatted. Get Seth from OpTic. He was hinting at us playing together a little bit before, but I doubt he'd leave. You can convince him. And I'm like, well,
Well, shit, hold up now. We ain't trying to trade the compound for one player because that's what it would have been.
and then I say, well, he'd never leave Hector and OpTic. Probably wants you to join OpTic LMAO. Did you think of that? I'll text him, though. I'm FaceTiming him. He said, it's probably the only other team I'd join, but I just want to build my own team with you guys, honestly. I don't think I'd fit in over there. So it all ended up working out.
It did work out.
And like I said at the beginning, I feel like you sort of fell into our lap because there was a number of players we were talking to, but as soon as we heard Envoy was in the mix, it's like, okay, how do we convince him to move to LA?
For everyone, you know, like even myself, but no one thought like, I don't know. I feel like the plays I make on the map, like, you know, is valuable to any team, and no one thought that, like, you know, I was gonna leave. But hey, landed on a fucking solid squad.
So, was there any reason why you decided not to go play with Crim and Clay, other than you just want to play with Kenny, or? I hope it was like a brand decision rather than a player decision. Like LA Thieves seemed like a better fit, you know.
Well,
just to stroke my ego.
I look better in red anyway. But listen, I base like, I don't know. I look at it nowadays as like, to be one of the better teams, you can't just have like the best skill. I mean, it shows.
What the fuck are you trying to say?
Well, teamwork. Our team, I feel like our team is like based on like teamwork, and we have like everyone that thinks the exact same way. So you put that together, then hopefully we have something great. Like like the last 2 years, we've had a team of, or my OpTic team had a team of, you know, legendary players, like great gunny, all that stuff. Not the best teamwork, and we fell short just about every time. So what you got to beat Atlanta FaZe nowadays, or, you know, Toronto, or any of these other good teams, is teamwork. And I feel like out of my options, this was like the best one for me.
That's fire. I'm excited. I'm actually shocked too. I would have been shocked if you went and played with Clay and Crim, because listen, Crim was even an option for us.
Yeah.
And for a while I was thinking about it. And not that I'm the only one that makes a decision, but if I talk to Eric and like, hey, tell me what you think about Crim, you know, sometimes I have a hard time, like, even when I like try to poke holes in Eric too and Mud Dog on decisions of the roster, because back in Black Ops 4, I was like, yo, maybe we should even think about picking up Clay. Yeah. Because Clay at the time was one of the most popular players, and you know, he does a lot of dumb shit, but
he brings a lot to a team. Even when me and Seth were talking about, like, if we team together next year, he wanted a team with Clay just because he brings that energy, and like, you know, it feels like you're never gonna lose because the guy's always screaming.
Exactly.
You know, he's like hyping you up.
But everybody told me on our side that Clay was ass. Like, Clay sucks now, he's over the hill. Yeah. And then he comes out and has one of his biggest years yet. Yeah. Which is wild to think about.
And Clay and Crim's like track record is crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
But I saw the comp competitive subreddit, and that's why I was thinking, like, you can't, I mean,
it's hard to turn down that.
Crim can be a psychopath, and I teamed with him, and him and I butt heads a lot. But the motherfucker has won more than anybody. That's not a coincidence.
No.
And it's like,
you got to tip it. You got to tip it.
And he keeps doing it. Like, he just won another world championship.
And his like finals appearance rate for like tournaments he's played in across like 7 years now is like 55% or some dumb shit. It's like, how do you
can't deny
not have a player like that? Yeah. Like, even if it's down these last couple of years.
Something that also kind of like turned me away from that is like, obviously you guys know the team with Hydra, you know, and there's definitely somewhat of a language barrier there. I mean, I think it's getting better the longer he's staying here. But that was also another thought in my head, like, hey, if it's me and Hydra, like, how well will this work? But
that's what I was going to say.
Hydra's like gross, one of the best new talents. But
I was on the comp competitive subreddit, and I was checking out like NYSL. There was a tagline, so I clicked it, and it was basically, Crim is literally beating the shit out of Hydra, mentally abusing him. Like saying Hydra's fault for everything. I mean, that subreddit is hilarious in some ways. I hate our subreddit, but the COD competitive subreddit is fine with me.
Well, you hate our subreddit for their opinions on movies and shows.
Well, just wait till you see the Halo tier list that we did. Just wait.
Oh, God. All right.
It was just me and Will Neff, one-on-one.
Wow.
Well, that scares me.
Tier list.
Yeah, it was. We couldn't get anybody else for the video. It was hilarious. It was just Will and doesn't even play Halo.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds. I'm just scared of what they said. Fuck.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one, but I'm very glad that you didn't pick Clay and Crim. It's kind of like the LAG roster to me. I think that roster can be really, really, really good, but I think they're gonna tear each other apart before it happens.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what annoys me as someone who is a fan of the CDL, and I don't really get like outside of LA Thieves playing. I'm just tilted that the game's been out for 2 weeks now. And what have I been able to watch? I've watched. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. All I'm saying is it should be pretty obvious if I work on this thing from an internal perspective that when there's a lot of hype around something, you build on it. And I've watched 2 lit ass Halo tournaments that have got me so hyped, and I can't. I don't even know. Tomorrow, the biggest thing for Vanguard is me and you guys playing a fucking Pro Sim 5v5 S&D tournament where like everyone needs to use a different weapon.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
sorry.
They have this whole like theory that they don't want the teams to play together until the season starts because you don't want to.
February?
Like,
who cares?
They don't want to spoil anything.
Fuck, my blood's gonna boil. I'm sweating. Sorry.
But like, why not we need like preseason tournaments. Throw cash on the line. Like, let us all play together. We can't play anything for 3 months.
Hey, listen. I know that this league got a lot of money in it. Pay me a handsome consulting fee. I'll tell you everything you need to do.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna be their first phone call, Jack. And I'm you know what? I'll broker the contract for you too. I'll take 20%.
Thank you.
No, but I completely agree with Jack. I don't know if actually legally if I can be fined, but it absolutely makes no sense. I didn't even know this was a rule. I got to go to more of these owners meetings, clearly. But I cannot believe, like, Halo, what Jack just said about Halo is completely true. The game literally came out a week ago, and now we're watching, like, the biggest fucking icons in the entire competitive scene play in these tournaments.
And what's tough is I know that there's been bugs and issues, but I don't care. I know the whole third game mode, there's all sorts of drama right now around it, but then just give us an S&D tourney. Just give us a CDL search and destroy launch tournament, which would still be so well to be watched.
There's so many bugs in the game, and it has so much potential. Like, just because it's on the MW engine, like, the game feels great.
The game from a pub perspective is far more enjoyed than Cold War ever was.
Yeah.
But the thing is, from a pub perspective is, this is just a game that, you've got this window pre-Warzone where people, like, want to engage with something new. There's wars of people that are playing this. There's stuff that could be on the line, and it's just like, you gotta grip people in and bring them in. It's like I've talked to so many people. It's like, stop giving calling cards as rewards.
It does
like
does nothing.
The biggest Warzone event that just happened, the Secrets of Caldera, the main hype builder, the reason it got people onto Warzone was like you go around the map, pick up 6 pieces of paper, and then you get 6 calling cards. Yeah. No one cares about calling cards. Like, you can't incentivize people. Yeah, exactly. Like,
I don't even pay attention. I'm paying attention to your gamer tag, probably. Like, that's it.
Like, it's just like, man, bro. Why I get excited for the CDL and for Warzone as a whole is that Warzone has been so successful, and CDL too, for the viewership and what it is, has been successful. For what, on my end, personally, these are my personal views, and no one else in this rooms or this organization, is that the effort that's been put in is so low. It's at 10% of its 100% potential. That's why I still am so bullish and excited, is because when I look at everything that's capable, there's so much more. Like Halo just came in and is operating at 95 out of 100%, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagine you take everything we just saw from Halo and now apply it to Call of Duty and where Call of Duty would be.
It's crazy. Like, Halo, it felt like Halo dropped like 10 bombs, like specifically on the COD community, like this last week.
Bro.
With all the shit they came out with.
We're operating at 10% potential.
Half the reason why the CDL is still successful is because the players and the storylines of the new teams and the drama between the players, people getting dropped. You coming over to LA Thieves.
Why not capitalize that on the beginning of the season?
Exactly. I mean, it's logic.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Scump, Illy, Shotzi, and Dashy. You have Octane back on LA Thieves, Crim and Clay on a revenge tour.
I'm so happy that they're streaming scrims too. That players are streaming more scrims.
You're absolutely right. And knowing that they won't be able to showcase these rosters until February, where people are already thinking about the next Call of Duty. I mean, Call of Duty has like a 5 to 6 month window, and you burn through 3 of them before you even get to the first tournament.
That's why I've been saying that the season should not be, and it's tough because until there's a dedicated team that goes from game to game and works on the CDL and making sure it's ready to go by launch, just like Halo just showed, which they have their dedicated team, the season for CDL, in my opinion, should start very shortly after the game launches, as soon as possible, and should end by June. Then you have your off season where it's the buildup of hype to the new game.
COD players can go play Warzone.
COD players can go play Warzone. They can build their audience in different ways. They can play in those big Warzone tournaments, and then boom, you hit the ground running with the next game.
Exactly.
So we could get into this a ton. You know, I'll default to Matt for how much he wants to talk about this because I could go quite honestly forever. Yeah. Because there's no esport I'm more passionate about from a standpoint. I have no game in my life that I have more friends from behind the scenes, friends from commentating, friends from the players, that a rising tide raises all ships, and it's like
it just feels like year after year they can't do it right.
It's just we're close.
Like it's getting closer, but
man, hey, Call of Duty and Activision, get me on a phone call, man.
Get out in the strategic team.
I actually have already had like 3, and I think there are things going in the right direction, but it's just it's a slow moving ship.
Yeah.
How's the weather in Los Angeles today? It's great, right?
It's great. Every day
this weather is great, man.
Every day. That's one thing. The first time I ever came to LA, I was like, damn, I could live here. Like this would be nice.
This is a good transition though. We got to give a shout out here really quick. We talked about Halo earlier, but there's a big time thing going on between Halo and Chipotle, 2 of my legitimate favorite things in the world. You can actually customize your Halo Infinite experience with challenge swaps from Chipotle. This December, use the promo code HALO117. 117 is Master Chief. I know him by his first name, John. Thank you very much. We're on a first name basis. At checkout in the Chipotle app or on Chipotle.com to unlock 5 Halo Infinite challenge swaps. Chipotle Rewards members can also redeem challenge swaps in the rewards exchange. Learn more at chipotle.com/Halo. As you guys know, I'm more addicted to Halo multiplayer than anything. I haven't talked to my girlfriend in a week, so I know how valuable those challenge swaps can be when trying to level up the battle pass. Sign up to compete for your chance to win a share of $65,000 in cash and prizes plus Chipotle for a year. Open qualifiers are going down December 10th, 11th, and 13th in 2021. Then tune into the CCS show match stream on December 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern to watch Tim the Tabman, Nadeshot, Myth, and Cloaksy battle it out live on Halo Infinite. You got to face Tim, Cloaksy, and Myth. Bro, if you don't smoke, that's Tim's ass. Myth is playing on mouse and keys. And Myth is playing on mouse and keys. And actually, is Cloak on mouse and key right now, too? You better smoke these motherfuckers.
That boy... Myth's gonna be using keyboard mouse, and I'm just gonna be aim assist
stuff. Like,
out of your mind.
Come on, bro.
Settling the debate.
This dude's not gonna hit his 4th BR shot. No shot.
No shot at all. Don't miss a chance to win additional prizes.
Tim ain't gonna be looking the right way.
Follow Chipotle on Twitch and social media to make sure you guys get your chance to do it. But Envoy, I had a question that I personally wanted to ask coming in. You and Nate have something in common. You both teamed with my good friend Scump.
Yeah.
Can you both give me the worst part of teaming with Scump?
I'm gonna let him go first.
I don't know. The worst and best part is like
you can do best. Actually, let's do worst and best. Let's do that.
Well, it's like a, I don't know. It's the same thing. He's literally, it's like the kid's like 18 still, like 12.
Yeah.
Like his like.
Wait, it's like he's an adult.
I know exactly what you're saying.
And a 5th grader.
I know exactly what you're saying.
It's just like, I don't know. It's so hard because like. You see how successful he is. You see, like, you know, the biggest player in the CDL, like in the COD community, almost by far. And the guy still acts like a kid. You know, he still gets super hype. He goes hard in everything, which I have like the utmost respect for. The guy pulled up to the World Series of Warzone thing and won it.
Yeah,
and wins it. He doesn't even play Warzone. But I mean, the best thing is the guy's got the utmost passion, and you know, he's still like a kid on the inside. Like, he's so funny. I don't know, funniest guy I've teamed with, hands down.
That's a really good deflected answer.
Well, I'll give you a non-deflected answer.
Oh, give me a real one. Yeah.
Well, I agree. I agree with Envoy that Scump's personality has pros and cons. I mean, for me, every time I hang out with Scump, it could be for 6 months, it could be a year since I've seen him, and we pick up right where we left off. It just cracking jokes, making noises. I mean, he's like the sun. Everything revolves around him. You just want to be around him. You know what I mean? It radiates throughout his friend group and his family. So Scump's the fucking man. But from a personal standpoint, I'd say the best part about teaming with him is you can always rely on him to have wild card moments throughout the tournament where he just goes off. Like at the time that I was playing at 4v4, hardpoint spawns weren't as chaotic, so breaking hills was a lot harder. And Scump would go in when you're like down by 20 going into the last hardpoint, get like a 3-piece and break the hill.
3-piece.
And I'm not trying to cut you off, but it's more like he's always consistent, like already so good, but then it's like he pops game breaker.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
We used to, like, over my 2-year team with him, I learned that the guy never loses a 1v2. Ever. He always just kills the first guy and shits on the second kid.
In S&D?
Yeah, in S&D, I swear.
Well,
he might have switched up.
Well, no, he always, whenever I see him, it's like, I feel kind of proud because he's always looking for a tiny bit of validation from me. He's like, I'm nasty at S&D now. You didn't know me before, but I'm nasty at S&D now.
That's probably the worst part of Seth. He's always looking for validation.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it. He loves attention. I was playing with Formal on Halo the other day, and Scump joined the Discord. He's like, yo, Seth, did you and Matt used to fight over my attention, like for real? Seth, he's like, no, because I had all of it. I didn't need to fight for it. But yeah, I would say the worst part about Seth was everything was black and white to him. So if the team played poorly, all he cared about is whether he did well, and if he did well, it wasn't his fault. It was never like a team effort to get better, just because everything is to him is black and white, X's and O's. If I got kills and I broke hills, but you were dying and we lost the map, it's everybody else's fault except for his. And that's a tough mentality to play with. But competitive Call of Duty and video games as a whole, from an esports perspective, I don't think people realize how difficult it is. I was talking about this earlier today. I mean, especially when you're playing 5v5. Yeah. You're playing with people that you spend 8 hours a day with. Every single one of them has an ego, whether they keep it in check or not. And they're all trying to make a fuck ton of money, and they're all trying to win. And you guys step on each other's toes very, very often. People get in arguments. It's a high-pressure situation. A lot of these kids, like this year or next year, that might be their only opportunity to potentially have a career in games.
Yeah.
And so they might not think about those things consciously, but there's so much on the line at all times. You just start fucking fighting. There's no way around it.
Do you think... Sorry to cut you off, but I was going to ask about, like, with the way 5v5 respawn was, and even now, like Hardpoint in this game.
Yeah, super chaotic.
You start, and there's really no other discussion other than, like, maybe a moment where you go, like, yo, let's take the long route to go break spawns or something. Yeah. Outside that, it's 12 straight minutes of pure anarchy. Yeah. Whereas, like, in other games, when you're maybe in a 5v5 or something, like CSGO, for example, you can fucking take a tactical pause and talk as a team.
Yeah,
or
that'd be kind of
even between rounds, like where you're saving, you can discuss. Like,
we're still like the only game too that's like ever had like a respawn mode besides like I guess like Gears or something. So like that's what kind of makes us unique, and like you can't really look at any other game besides us for like, you know, Hardpoint. And it's such a fast pace. Like we're talking how fast this game was. Like 5v5 was definitely faster. It just gets so chaotic where you're calling out the most random shit.
I mean, obviously Halo has respawn modes, but you take like Slayer, for example, in Halo. I mean, the end of a Halo game when it's 47-47, and one team's in a better position, you could have a 2-minute standoff until the next rocket spawn. Yeah. Just discussing what you should do, where you should go. It's like, hey, we're in no rush right now. We got to really think of what our best play is.
Yeah. I think Team Slayer for Halo just is more viable though because of the health.
Oh, sorry. My point that I'm getting at is, do you think that the stress that comes with a Call of Duty Pro with like that built up anger comes from just like how it seems so draining? Just like a Hardpoint, 12 straight minutes of all out hell. You can't talk about anything, and the game ends, and you're like, we fucking lost. And what happened here in Hill 1? What happened here?
From my experience too, it's like half the time you'll be arguing about something at the end of the game, and it's like you're not even talking about the same situation because that situation probably happened like 6 different times in like a different way.
And from a Call of Duty commentating perspective, that was always one thing we had to look internally about, was like the tough thing with Hardpoint from a viewership perspective is that a player could quite literally die 40 to 50 times in a game. Like right now in Vanguard, there's some times where you're dying 40, 50 times. That it's really tough to convey to an audience, like, it's really tough to care about one death. Yeah. Like, it just is. To care about 5 deaths, because Scump gets a 2-piece. Well, those two guys are back instantly.
Yeah, they're
you get
back.
a 2-piece. It's like, whoa, that was cool. Oh,
It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You're still at the same spot you were before.
And so, like, I'm wondering, with a game like this in Hardpoint, and maybe we're getting a little bit too nitty gritty for what we want, but I'm actually really enjoying this because I don't get to do many COD podcasts anymore. Is like, right now I'm watching what's a Bocage?
Bocage. Yeah.
I'm watching that some of those games, and I don't know if you've been able to see some of these scrims. 4 players in the team, 3 of them have 50+.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
it's an anomaly.
and you're just like
half
what
the
do you even
time-
do?
Half the time the game doesn't even get to 250 points. I see games ending at like 180 to like 150 just because it's so mixy that you can't even sit in the hard point for more than like 3 seconds.
You're not getting no time.
You're getting no time.
I mean, think about. I think my best comparison when I actually watched Kenny. I was watching the Sadie Hawkins tournament that you played in earlier.
yeah.
You got OFR'd?
Yes, I did.
It's okay. I didn't want to bring it up.
Bring it back up.
You know
again.
what? We're gonna get you reps in when you play 8s with me tonight, so I
There we
don't
go.
lose the aches. But
But at least it was to Zach and Ken.
yeah, you know the fact that you lost to Zach and Ken just it's
I had to give
typical
it to them.
them.
You know,
Typical.
They're probably winning that shit right now.
When I think about hard points that I watch now, to Jack's point, and the separation between kills and time and hill, think about Slum's hard point or Standoff hard point from Black Ops 2 to me, which was like
Standoff was crazy.
Yeah, the reason why I bring up Slums is like when the hill went to the back left dumpsters where the half cement wall was and like the metal fence.
Second hill?
Yes. No.
No,
That
third
was
hill.
third hill.
That was like third hill.
It was top, bottom, then the 2 back to
Dumpsters
back.
and the
If you get a
garage,
clean wave of kills, other teams 4 dead, they're spawning on the opposite side of the map and they're running through blue, they're running through mid map, and they're running through graveyard.
Yeah.
You have you get a wave of kills, you're getting 15, 20 seconds, no problem.
Yeah,
you die twice, you died twice into one hill, you're rotating for the next, a full 60.
Yeah.
It just won't happen anymore.
It's just not how COD's played anymore, especially after 5v5. It just became such a more like rush-oriented game of just, throw your life away 3 times or 4 or 5 times during the hill because you're going to spawn right back up at the same spot. We're
And
playing like
that's-
squad spawns and stuff too. It's like, I'm right there.
And that's why I would survive in this era.
Yeah.
Because, throw a 15 S&D twice and then just go die a bunch.
then just
in
go
Hardpoint.
die and
Yeah,
just
it's
like-
easy, bro.
Do you
Soak some
think? Do you think?
I'll slide your aim assist, dude. I got you.
Do you think
Sign
that
you up.
because of how bad it is right now? I know that isn't there already 2.5 respawn second?
It's changed to 3.5 now.
3.5. Okay,
Yeah.
so do you
But
think
even that is fast?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are we gonna get to a point right now where, like, I could very well think that we could be in a world where there's a 5 to 6 second respawn delay in Hardpoint.
Maybe. See, the thing is like we also talked about the mini game of like taking out destructible walls. Like, does that have a place in like competitive Call of Duty? But if you stray too much from like what the game's meant to be,
course.
it just doesn't even feel like if we were playing at the 5 or 6 second respawn delay. You know how weird that feel for like what's meant to be a super fast paced game.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so many. You could talk in circles about this honestly because it's just like S&D is S&D.
Yeah.
It's always in a solid spot. I guess as of right now, there's not a known third game mode for where we're going to be at, and with the way the season's set up for February, there's still time for that to figure that out.
Just go 3 hard points, 2 S&Ds, or 3 S&Ds, 2 hard points, bro. I mean, it.
Yeah, I guess the tough thing is like
It's just
Or bring
bro,
back Blitz.
map wise too, bro. It's like they bid 16 maps at launch, which before the game came out, everyone's like 16 maps.
There's
Like,
gotta
is the
be
year.
4.
This is the year, right?
Yeah.
And now everyone's like over 16. Like, come on now.
yeah. Again, that this all goes back to what I mentioned and have talked to people about internally is it will never be at its full potential until there is a dedicated team that goes from dev to dev and ensures that the launch for this is ready.
Yeah.
What was like, think of what last year Cold War became lit because like the core of the game was okay, but then you just started to get the maps that were just proven to work.
Yeah.
And once you get those in the game,
It's
like Raid
it's way
Hardpoint,
better.
Raid Hardpoint
Yeah.
might not be as
Search.
perfect, but hell, 85% of what Raid Hardpoint once was is still
still
70% better than what some of these maps are.
Yeah. I mean, like the
There
last
should just
3
be
games,
the competitive pack.
I just don't think there will ever be a dedicated team. I mean, just from seeing how things operate at 100 Thieves, we got over like 100 employees now. I know we're not a dev studio, but the layers that you have to peel back when you're getting to the core of a project that you're working on. If somebody said that we're going to have if I'm Treyarch and somebody told me from Activision that you're going to have a dedicated team here come stand over my shoulder and make all of these decisions with us when they don't work for us and they are trying to tell me something different than what we originally intended to do, because they're making this game for multiplayer. They're making this game for the casual Call of Duty community, and we've known that for a very, 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 very long time.
Yeah.
What just happened at the beginning of Call of Duty is that they coincidentally made a game that was very fun for competitive. But they've never been able to stray away from that mindset that casual gamers make up our community, and that's the people that we need to tailor our games towards.
Very, very
so
small
the HCS is a perfect example of like when you have teams internally that are working towards a common goal, great things can happen because they developed that game from the ground up. I know they have the Fiesta playlist, but if you're logging into Halo right now, I mean, some people might be playing big team battle, but the majority of people are going straight in a ranked arena. You got a solo playlist that you can be ranked in, so you don't need a team to be playing with it. And then you could have an open playlist where you could play with all 4 of your boys and be having a great time. And you get a rank, and that's what everybody's talking about. Are you Diamond yet? Are you Platinum? What'd you get out of your placements? Did you make it to Onyx? But in Call of Duty, it's nothing. It's like, hey, did you unlock your fucking Dark
Calling card
camo and your calling card?
Did I get my little like emblem on my gun or whatever?
What needs to happen with Call of Duty is exactly what happened to Halo over the last 6 years. The game essentially died out, and they made 2 key decisions that changed everything. It's free to play, and they took their time building the game.
Yeah.
And it won't happen for Call of Duty because they're on this earnings call every single quarter with Activision, and they've got to make their shareholders money. Yeah. And so you have a studio that's staggered, that's on a 3-year dev cycle now. You got 3, like, can you imagine if for an event that we were trying to throw for 100 Thieves, we had 3 separate teams with 100 people on it trying to fucking make something work?
Yeah.
It's just not, and game making and building is so complex. The systems, I mean, I know it seems like an easy fix,
but it's just there needs to be something new.
What needs to happen is Call of Duty needs to get G-check, bro. Call of Duty needs to have a year where their fucking earnings fall. Yeah, they need to fall off the face of the earth, and nobody buys this shit anymore.
And so then hopefully things will happen.
The biggest game in the entire world, without any shadow of a doubt, the biggest game in the entire world, League of Legends, is quite literally built off of competitive first.
Yeah. I mean, it's just about every game that's out nowadays that's, blowing up. Valorant,
well, yeah, I mean,
League.
I know you're going to be around 5 years from now. I bet they get it figured out.
Oh, yeah.
Casual,
I guarantee they do.
Casual arena shooters just don't have have that much of an audience. Like, to put it simply, if you're watching or engaging with FPS, it's competitive or battle royale. Yeah, simple as that.
This would be the perfect time to have Major League Gaming back in the day. I mean, can you imagine Call of Duty, Halo, Valorant, all at one event right now?
Yeah, there was a couple events I think.
Shit would be electric,
dude. Oh, fuck! Now you just got me rock hard.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the problem is too. Competitive COD is even more in the gutter now because of the success of Warzone. So that's going to be a really big focus for most of these studios now. So we'll see. I mean, look, the positive note here, and we'll move on from this because I actually want to ask you more questions about the team this year and the move to LA, is that we have some really fun rosters. This year they talk a lot about the parity in the NBA, having competition between a lot of teams. You've got like the Warriors are 18-2, the fucking Suns are on a 16-game win streak. You still got KD and Harden over there and Brooklyn. You got the Bulls doing very well. LeBron's always going to be in contention. There's so many teams that can win.
Yeah.
Fucking right, Lonzo. There's so many teams that can win right now in the NBA. Ton of parity. It's fun to watch. Yeah. That's what we have in the CDL this year.
There's a lot of competition. Each year, there's been 1 or 2 more teams that have looked more and more like contenders, or at least the rosters on paper beginning of the season. So that's definitely something to look for. I mean, I could probably say 8 or 9 teams could probably win a chip this year.
I think hopefully they're still doing what I heard, but I mean, this would be the perfect year for F1 Drive to Survive type document style series.
I don't think I've ever seen.
You never see F1 Drive to Survive?
On Netflix? So you got to watch.
This series basically dramatizes like every storyline in F1.
Yeah.
I'm sure you don't watch F1.
I don't.
Nobody in America watched F1 besides maybe a couple 100,000 people like 3 years ago. And then he came out with a documentary that followed like 3 of the biggest teams and the storylines between the drivers, the owners, the team managers.
Kind of like Hard Knocks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But instead of 1 team, it was like 3.
Yeah.
And so
it was everyone but Ferrari and Mercedes.
And now there's been like a 1,200% increase in like the people that follow F1 in the U.S. So I think that's what Call of Duty needs. I mean, you got Crim and Clan and Revenge Tour. You got you at LA Thieves now. FaZe's still the best team.
You got
OpTic,
like a lot of good new talent too
Yeah.
to like revolve it around, and people nowadays, well, just because like the money that's in it, are more willing to do, a lot more shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I think. Oh, go ahead. No, you're good. You're good.
I was just gonna change topics. So if you got anything else,
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think I would love that. Call of Duty viewership always comes around the drama and those storylines. So as long as it fits that well,
Yeah,
I think it would get viewed a
it'd
lot.
be solid.
Go ahead.
All right, so we have LA Thieves this year, and you talked about teamwork and why you made the decision. I've by far seen you, Draza, and Kenny just grind in S&D tournaments and all these like Hardpoint tourneys with crazy cast of characters.
They're hosting big tournaments, so
They are.
You got to get in.
How much money have you made so far, you think?
I think I've made like 18, 17 racks from tournaments.
Hey, that's not bad.
That's
Game
pretty
just
good.
came out.
Ken went up to me though. He won 17 in one tournament the other night.
Fuck that guy. So when I heard you guys are going to start scrimming this week, I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think so far? I love the work ethic that I've seen from all the players. We need to get Octane in. What's he been doing? I know he's moving, but you moved
He's-
after him.
Yeah, he's moved twice though. He moved to one house, didn't really like that house, so he's moving again. Or he moved today. He's all moved in. So his internet comes tomorrow, and then we're like all good to go. Should be scrimming out of here in 2 days. But I mean, we've all still played the game. He loves pubs, so I know he's grinding pubs. He's trying to get atomic camo, but it's like bugged or whatever.
Yeah, there's certain challenges you can't complete.
So you're feeling good then, I would imagine.
Feeling great.
Like
A lot less stress now that I'm here.
if you had to give me confidence levels going into this season, like say we had 5 majors, you think we're winning 2 of them?
Yeah.
You truly believe that?
I truly believe that. You put all the we have all the pieces. I mean, I know there's tons of teams saying that you have all the pieces, but we truly have like the right pieces and the right mindset to like do big things and like grow and build off each other. Because that's like what's super important is like before your skill in game, it's just about meshing, and being like good teammates to each other, good people, giving good criticism, and we have all of that. And like we have good like supporting staff and coaches, all that stuff. So. We'll definitely be in for a good year.
I forgot one question I want to ask you for what we were talking about earlier. You said Scump gave you a call to let you know that they were moving in a different direction for OpTic and MV?
Kind of. We had like a meeting at the HQ.
Okay. It wasn't just Scump didn't like call you one-on-one?
Nah.
Oh, I was going to ask, how
you
did
get
that
that?
phone call go?
Nah.
I'd be so curious to hear Scump on a call where he's like dropping somebody.
Nah, we sat down at the HQ and it's like, because this one was like out of his like hands or whatever. Because like, how can you not pick up like Shotzi and Illy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they just won champs, right? So I don't blame them there. But they sat down with like me and they told Matt, they're like, yo, so Matt, like, do you want to retire or do you want to, like, what do you want to do here? Because he had already been talking about it throughout the season.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think anything could have worked out better for Formal than that.
Oh yeah.
With Halo Infinite being where it is and like that shit too. Like, he's got to be so happy right now, like just playing that every day.
It brought back a different type of energy for him. For sure.
Yeah, dude.
Passion.
Passion.
So you're in LA. It sounds like Octane had a terrible living experience. You moved into a house. You and I talked a little bit about it. How's it been so far? You got your mom and dad out here giving a tour of the compound. How'd it go?
Shout out to my mom and dad. They helped me move in and stuff. My dad brought along his friend too, so it was a very easy process once we got out here. We drove like 20 hours though. I got my cat in the car. He was pretty good.
What's his name?
Storm.
I like that. He's got, what is he, black and white?
Black and white. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, but smooth. Like I said, I was stressful leading up, but now that we're here, like I'm just trying to lock into that, season mentality, even though we're like 2 months out. But
How's it work being in LA? Like in years past, it was, you got to be out of California, this, that. How is that so far? Is it? I feel like no matter where you are, you're always going to complain about online.
You're always going to complain
it's
about
always going to
online.
be an
so
issue.
as long as like the big tournaments are on LAN, like it shouldn't be that big of a problem.
Yeah.
And like the servers, at least when we were online before, the servers got way better for LA teams. Like there's a Denver server, so you basically always pull like 30, 40 ping.
Yeah.
Which is not that bad for online.
Do you think there's interest from players? Like, would you guys be down to be like, yo, this week at the compound, let's get Rocker to come to LA?
Yeah.
And you guys make like joint content and do that? Because I mean, dude, 3 months away from the start of this.
So down. It's such valuable practice too.
Boot
that,
camp is
like,
great.
That other teams might not have.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a lot more like resources nowadays to get teams to do that because everyone has like an HQ or whatever. But that's practice that other teams won't get.
I always liked when OpTic would have like 3 teams come out. You guys would sit there scrimming all day in a rotation.
Yeah, we
I
did
just feel
that
like
in Black
it's-
Ops 4 like 3 or 4 times.
And I
Yeah.
feel like it's so natural now to do, especially as you mentioned, like the backing that's there.
Yeah.
You can tie it into other things, like especially this far out. It's not like, yo, we got champs this weekend. It's like, get them out here. Hey, let's break up our scrims for today with lunch, and then film a couple videos for the Rocker channel or
Literally.
for this team's
you can
channel.
make it a whole.
Like you can do the whole thing, and
ordeal, yeah.
I feel like that's just such a no-brainer from my perspective of
Yeah.
what
Set it
teams
up,
should
I'm
look
down,
to do.
I'll get teams.
Well, you know what we were thinking about doing? You're going to like this too. And I'm not sure if we could pull it off because Esports Engine is a production company that's thrown on COD Legends. I hit up the entire, all the people that were playing and asking like when they were flying out. Well, are you going out directly after the event or the next day? We could do a dinner or something like that, just kind of catch up old time's sake. And somebody proposed that we just do a Halo LAN instead of
That'd be sick.
going out to dinner and just like Grubhub some food here.
Yeah, some 416 bracket or something.
Bro,
That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick.
I mean, we have the LAN set
You're gonna
up.
finally make me download it.
Well, you can't come.
Okay.
Nah,
you're not
I'll cheer you on.
Hey, I'll hand you the controller. You ever play Halo?
Yeah, like when I was growing up, Halo and COD.
Okay.
On keyboard and mouse, I'm sure.
It's so funny to see kids that have never played Halo because they're like, "Tell me, you're wasting your nades. You're stop throwing the." I'm like, "Shut the
I just
fuck."
picked up 4 more.
Yeah.
That shit's like,
this.
come on. Ooh, piece of candy.
I'm like bouncing fucking nades off like walls,
You get
4
nade
different
spamming-
places.
yeah, you get nade spamming
and they're
that
like,
thing hard.
"What
Bro, are you
throwing
kidding me?
nades for?"
Geometry was always so easy because I was like, all right, if I had to throw a Halo nade at a 72-degree angle, I just knew that shit back in my hand.
Dude, geometry was a breeze. I failed algebra 2 twice though.
Algebra 2?
Algebra 2.
You better not be the one in charge of counting how many more seconds we need for the hill than in Hardpoint.
Yeah, you
I'm
should
like,
be
dude, did I
sharing
rotate
that.
or what?
Wasn't that, dude? I remember like Seth Seth would always be the one. Wasn't he always the one like domination and Ghost or some shit that would be like, we win, or we lose based off of time.
Seth is literally
That's the
Rain Man.
worst.
in
Dude,
domination.
I remember you saying that under like an interview.
There'd be like 4 minutes
really-
left, and he would be telling us like every 10 seconds, "We went off 2. Nope, we need
We just need
one.
one. We just
We need one for like 12 seconds." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Like, how did you
hold
even do
two.
that?
Bro, it made no sense. It
I
was
don't know why I remember that.
the most impressive feat that I've ever seen
He
in
did
a
it in
human.
MW too when I was on the team. He'd always be like 1, 2, like whatever we need. Just hold the 2, and I'm like, all right, well,
Yeah.
we lost the 2. What are we gonna do?
Oh, bro, he was right 100% of the time. So as we go into the Call of Duty season, we did that tier list before already. Do you think that right now top 3 would be FaZe, OpTic, LA Thieves?
Yeah, I mean,
On paper?
it's hard. I mean, I think top 5. I think it's easier to do top 5
All right,
because
hit me.
FaZe, OpTic, us, New York, Minnesota,
Toronto.
Like that's what I'm saying. Toronto, Minnesota. Like,
Damn, you're right.
there's
This
so
shit
many
is crazy.
contenders, bro. Like we were just saying a second ago.
Yeah, the franchise system has really made it where it's. And I know I see it talked about online, but like the competition is so insane.
Because you can bring up like you find the new fucking best player in the game too.
Yep.
Like Standy, they brought up last year. They won an event, his third event in. Simp when he came up, he won
Wood
his,
and Cammy and
second or
Insight.
third event.
Cammy and
Cammy,
Insight, like, or at least Cammy, like, isn't he
Kleenex.
considered that too?
Yeah.
Kleenex.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them, so you have the resources.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
There's gonna be, I mean, like we talked about, like we don't have a sub yet for like our team, right? But like, why not wait like?
Oh, you absolutely should. There's no
month
reason
or
to.
whatever, and like figure out who's the next coming.
Bro, at this point, I don't know where they're at with that 12th team, but if I'm that last roster, I'm not doing anything, letting challengers play on out, and I'm just picking up the best challenger team.
Well, that's basically what Seattle Surge did this year.
Yeah.
They brought over accuracy and then like 2 guys that were like.
Oh yeah, one of the best
Frying.
challenger players, and then the best like Europe.
Well, that's
Australian.
what we did with Venom.
Yeah.
And I mean, Venom's still really good.
Definitely.
But I mean, it definitely wasn't like a standout moment in comparison to Standy and some of these other guys, Hydra as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Man, it's so tough to do this episode because I could ask you a lot of questions, but
day.
like Jack said, I just love talking about Call of Duty. But I feel like we hit home every single fucking topic we possibly could for the competitive season this year. So the maps are fucked, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, oops.
No. It's doable.
It's not fucked, you
It's
know.
not fucked.
It's
No,
just
listen,
there's some improvements.
I'm looking at it like we're gonna work with whatever we got. Like I'm just trying to win. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna figure out a way. But hey, in the future, like, let's get a dedicated team. Like,
Yeah, I think the silver lining that I like again, since it's February, it's like I do believe that there will be improvements.
Yeah.
There just fundamentally has to be.
yeah. And I
Or
mean,
that
we're
and-
right around all the holidays too, so it's like,
Yeah.
not as much stuff's getting done now as it, maybe a little more towards the season. But
Let me ask you this: do you think that the CDL tried it a little bit, but with how big Warzone now is for the Call of Duty ecosystem, do you think that there's a world where CDL should do a bit more with pro players and Warzone, even though it's maybe not the game you're playing?
yeah, I think once it switches over to the other engine, I mean, even last year, 2 years ago, when we were in MW, they had like, they throw on the thing where you'd pick like, it was 5v5 then, but you pick 4 out of your 5 players and you do like a squads custom game.
Yeah.
Or a solos with everyone in there, and they honestly have like, those are probably their top videos on YouTube.
Yeah,
For the
like
content.
seeing, like I think Scump winning the Warzone tournament was the biggest Call of Duty competitive like
Yes.
hype moment in the last 2 years.
Everyone was talking about it.
Yeah, like,
and everyone was like so genuinely happy.
and I
that
feel
he
like,
won.
I feel like if I'm a casual player and all I've heard about are these Warzone demons,
Yeah.
and then here's this guy who doesn't even really play Warzone comes in and wins this 1v1 tournament, I'm like, I gotta go watch this guy more.
Yeah,
like,
I gotta watch this. I gotta.
If
go
I don't know
play.
who Scump is, I'm like, who the fuck is Scump? He just beat Husker, Symphony, and Aiden. These guys are the best Warzone players.
Literally.
And I think it goes back to like there was the same conversation that used to happen back in the day with pub stomping, and it was like Doom, the
Oh,
Doom
yeah.
squad. It was like, dude, they got 87 nukes. It's like I think there was a time where they faced like Complexity or Envy or maybe it was OpTic or something, and they lost like. They had like
They get
8 points
destroyed.
in
Yeah.
total in Hardpoint.
I'll randomly have like someone come into my stream and be like, "No way, you're better than this pub stomper," and I'm like, "What?" I'm
Bro.
like, "No way."
This morning I woke up and I chose violence, dude. There was a kid that killed me yesterday on Halo. He tweeted out the clip, and I was basically asking. I died. I mean, he killed me, and he was doing the crouch spam strafing.
Oh, yeah, I
So
seen
my
that,
aim
yeah.
assist was just getting fucking torched. I mean, it was a bad game regardless of that. But he tweeted out the clip. He's like, "Oh, you want to nerf me, huh?" ? And then all the comments below were like, "Call of Duty kid comes play Halo." And,
dude.
bro, I'm like, first of all, motherfucker, I play video games like once a month, and I'm 30 years old. And I just started playing Halo like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And then I saw another fucking. So I just replied to that kid with a clown face. I was at like 7 a.m. It was the first thing I saw.
First thing you did this morning.
He wakes
Going on to
up
bed.
and that's
And
your
then-
first thing.
And then I got
way to
this
start the day.
fucking kid. Like me and Dr. Disrespect were joking around on Twitter about he called me trash or something. We always do the banter back and forth. And this kid like, "Yo, Nade was a pro. He beat Doc no matter what." And then this guy came with like fucking receipts. He like went and pulled an old clip from me when I first started playing Vanguard of me getting prone block trying to kill somebody. He's like, "Oh, this is the guy that
guy
would beat
clips your
Doc." They argued for like 10 minutes, and this guy genuinely thinks Doc would beat me like in any of these games. I'm
I had
like,
to square up with them.
y'all motherfuckers have no idea.
No, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to speak my piece.
Sorry, man.
I was
Get
pretty
it
angry
out.
this morning.
Get it out.
Doc ain't it.
Hey, tell him to throw one of them jerseys up or whatever. He does his little challenge.
Oh, jersey challenge for
Yeah.
you? You trying to get a Doc
I'm saying for
bulletproof
you.
vest? Oh, I don't want that thing.
Oh man, I hope Doc sees all this stuff.
It won't even fit me. I'm too muscular.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I think we're wrapping things up here.
Okay, I have
gotta
one
be
last
honest with you,
question.
my head is fucking killing me.
Oh, it's okay.
I need to get a rockstar energy in me and get ready for this battle that I'm gonna have on Wednesday. I need to go play eights.
Envoy, fuck, marry, kill your team.
Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, let's.
Are you serious? You don't think about having sex with your bros,
I mean,
especially your teammates? I think it's team bonding.
it's very much team bonding. Fuck, marry, kill. All right. Well, I'm gonna marry Zach.
Wow.
He's just great to be around.
Sweet kid.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a nice guy.
best vibes,
Like a
nice
puppy.
sweetheart.
He's like, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a tough one.
Jesus. Jesus. You got me.
No, bro.
I'm in a pickle.
I'd probably.
They don't ask you questions like this at OpTic?
Seth
on
would have had his
camera.
answer instantly, bro. You didn't learn enough from Scump because Scump would have had his answer perfectly.
Yeah, okay,
He would have been like
listen.
formal because I want that extra cushion.
We're gonna kill Ken, and we're gonna.
You're gonna have sex with Octane.
With
It's because he's,
Octane, yeah. Well,
he's
I
tall.
did.
Well, you wanted a team with Ken. Why do you want to kill him now?
Well, see, the thing is, I kind of sketched on Octane like 3 years ago, so it's like,
Oh, so it's like a hate situation.
Yeah.
It's like one of those. There'll be a lot of burning passion behind that, if you know what I'm saying.
You know, I think you answered it completely wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that almost concerned me a little bit, to be honest.
You fucking marry all 3 of them
Wow.
in a Mormon-like relationship, and then you kill Enable.
Ooh,
Just
that's
catching
fair.
strays, dude. He ain't even a part of the
the
conversation, but we're
sacrifice?
fucking killing him.
Man, if Enable's your sub this year, then you guys are fine.
What do you
man.
call it?
Oh,
What did he
I'm
say yesterday?
chilling.
He's like, let's get these creamy teamy
I sketched on
4
Enable
shots.
too, dude.
Dude, he's number 8 in the world right now in Halo Infinite ranked.
Yo, Ian is just bullshitting his way lollygagging.
I heard he just plays with you guys and just bodies the whole lobby.
Homie, there was a sketch that this comedy artist did, or comedy, whatever. He was basically talking about like Steph Curry. Steph Curry be running down the fucking court, lollygagging and shit, not even caring, just throwing the ball up, and just crushing it.
Dude.
This dude Ian yesterday was just like making noises, talking shit to me, just bullshitting, just throwing up 30 every
30,
match. I was
40?
like, what the fuck is
Dude,
going on?
he is nuts at the game.
Is that like a norm? That's not a normal number, 30-40?
Well,
In like ranked, I guess.
No, it's I wouldn't say it's normal. I mean, you can't if you're dropping 30 in Team Slayer, sign my fucking forehead.
Yeah.
Second,
like if you're playing good, most players are
So I
getting
saw
in like
that
the 20s.
the Lucid guy or whatever dropped like 70.
he
And,
dropped
like, I know
70.
that's-
He
I know
dropped
that's ridiculous.
74 at the end of an oddball game that went pretty long.
Yeah.
And he had like a minute of ball
An
time.
oddball,
too.
you got 3 sides. Like if it goes to the third
Yeah, they did
round.
change oddball pretty crazily.
I think the changes are good though.
I think this was a lot of fun. Envoy, you're a great personality. Couldn't be more happy to have you on the team. Excited for what
Appreciate
you guys do this
having me
year.
Water all over the wood.
And I know you guys are just getting settled, but to know, I guess it didn't really get touched on, but they're now going to play and compete out of here, right?
Yeah.
Or is that-
Harlem's
or
right
for-
there, kind of.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I actually don't know how we were announcing that, but
Okay,
they
then
are.
cut that if
no,
needed.
no, it could stay. I think it's fine.
Well, I thought you kind of hinted at it earlier, being like, "Now you guys are here." You'll
Well,
leave
I'm
the
pretty sure
compound."
everybody knew that they were moving to LA. We have so many announcements. I don't know what's supposed to be.
Well, either way, you'll be around the compound more, which is really exciting.
Hang with you guys.
And comment down below if we were to do a LA Thieves team boot camp, who you'd want to see outside of OpTic, because we know the first answer would be OpTic. But if we could get a team here, who should we have? Should we have Crim and Clay in here and I boxing match Crim,
I'd watch that.
That'd be sick.
or we mud wrestle?
I'd watch.
He'd be
both.
down for the mud wrestle.
Yeah, and I think. I mean, I'm fatter than him, but I think we both. He's lost a lot of weight. Maybe
What
I
other
don't want to
things
do
you
that.
guys want to do together? I want to watch that too.
Ooh, I don't know. We'll leave that for the comments as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Shout out Chipotle, Halo,
I'm gonna go take some Advil.
Cash App. Nadeshot's go take some Advil. Envoy's gonna go crush everybody. I love you
gonna go
guys.
play.
I'm gonna go
H-O-E.
carry this guy in 8s.
We'll see you
Yeah,
guys.
let's go, bro. I'm not
Goodbye.
even sure if I'm gonna pick you yet.
Oh. All right.